We are Group 19.
Good afternoon, everyone. We are Aaron, Nicola, Rainbow, Edward, and Grace. Today, we are going to propose the Information Security Management Solution for Cathay Pacific Airways Limited. This is the agenda for today. I will first talk about the background, then I will pass the time to my groupmate to talk about the risk assessment, risk mitigation, risk evaluation, and conclusions. Let's begin with the backgrounds. Cathay Pacific Airways Limited is an airlines company based in Hong Kong. Cathay Pacific offers scheduled passenger and cargo service to over 119 destinations in more than 60 countries worldwide. Besides the passenger and cargo service, Cathay Pacific Airways is also the owner of the loyalties and frequent flyer programs, Asian Miles. There are two reasons that we are choosing Cathay Pacific Airways. The first reason is the operation of Cathay Pacific is deeply relied on the current customer information. Many current personal data need to be stored in their IT system to maintain the operation, such as passport number, ID card number, credit card information, etc. The other reason for choosing Cathay Pacific Airways it is because in 2018, the airlines discovered a data breach. Around 9.4 million passengers' data was leaked. The data breach's consequence will be serious for the business. That's why we are going to propose the solution for Cathay Pacific Airways to protect their customer personal data by using the three-step process, which is risk assessment, risk mitigation, and risk evaluation to control the risk, and how the solution can meet the ISO 27001 requirement. Now, let me pass the time to Rainbow to talk about the risk assessment.
Let's talk about the risk assessment. This is the risk assessment metric that we made for Cathay Pacific. According to the metric, we have some of four major risks. The first one is malware. It is related to the threat of hacker and also related to the craft company's system or password, and also the phishing. According to the incident, Cathay Pacific have a backup of database data so that it can reduce the risk of data loss. However, the data backup file was found to be unencrypted data and effective security control measures were not taken, so that exposing the affected passenger personal data to the attacker. Second is software failure. It is related to the website operation and some system, and also related to the database security, authentication system, and access permissions. Cathay Pacific did not apply effective multi-factor authentications to all remote access users to access IT system involving personal data. The next one is some human error or mistake. Employees' careless operations cause many company data loss, and employees mistakenly send out the sensitive information. The working conditions of Cathay Pacific should support the training program to teach the employees. The last one is the security breaches. Cathay Pacific is using the expired data. Cathay Pacific needs to strengthen the permissions and security of the relevant system and database that can reduce the risk of data theft effectively.
Thank you, everyone, and Rainbow. In ISO 27001, in Annex A.10.1, it has the objective to ensure the proper and effective use of cryptography to protect the confidentiality, authenticity, and integrity of information. From 2016 to 2018, Cathay Pacific have been carrying out the data migration process, and to facilitate the process, Cathay did not encrypt the database and the production server to enable a faster fallback and recovery time regarding the migration issue. As a result of producing an encrypted database, the passengers' personal data were exploited by the attackers. And to mitigate the risk, we suggest Cathay Pacific to encrypt, to carefully evaluate the potential security risks associated with the course of action, and adopt the encryption of data to back up their file. Next, I'll be talking about the vulnerability scan at the server and its application level. In ISO 27001, domain 8.12.6.1, management of technical vulnerabilities. It stated that any vulnerability is a weakness in security protection and must be dealt with effectively and efficiently where risk levels are unacceptable. It is addressed that Cathay's annual vulnerability scanning is not effective enough to safeguard the systems from the following digital threats. To mitigate the risk, CAFE should have conduct the vulnerability scan at a shorter interval instead of scanning the server and application annually.
The second solution is security awareness training. It aims to equip the employee with the knowledge that they need to adjust with this risk. The employee cannot be expected to know the danger or deal with the danger on their own. They need to teach the employees what the company thinks is risky or acceptable. Look for curves that involve risk and how to react when they encounter the risk. So now let's see the cartoon that created by our teams. Now look, you can see that if you do not lock out your computer, the thief can control your computer like that.
Hello, this ISO 27001 awareness training course for CX members. Sally is a person that lack of awareness in IT security, since she did not attain any security training course before. In this course today, you will learn from Sally, how to achieve the information security standard ISO 27001. Now, let's see what happened to Sally in the workplace. Today, Sally received an internal document that involved the sensitive information. After reading, Sally throw it away and leave her office. Let's take a look Sally's office table. What's the problem here? Let's point out together. First, Sally password is too easy to guess and similar. Second, the way Sally save her passwords is not secure. Third, Sally did not sign out her computer. Wait a minute. Can you guess, is there anything else? Yes, the rubbish bin. Let's see what happened up next. Bob is a CI theft. He comes to Sally's sit and pick up the valuable information from trash, which we can call dumpster diving. Next, he surfing and copy the password from the memo easily. The security mechanism that conduct by Sally is failed to obey the security policy. Since Sally did not sign out her computer, Bob can directly access or attempt to password guessing to log in her computer. All these three behavior can be categories as social engineering, which the meaning is the tricking of individuals into disclose other valuable corporate information. What Sally really needs right now is awareness training. By taking the awareness training course, Sally can deeply understand the security policy that's set up by the organization, and also the goal of the security mechanism, which are prevent an attack before it happens, detect the attack when it happens, and recover from an attack as soon as possible. Let's see what happened after Sally joining the awareness training course. This is Sally today. No more information is lacking. Well done. Look, is Bob, he seems angry, he cannot stole any information now.
The fourth part, risk evaluation. We first find the company, which is Cathay Pacific. Then, Aaron and Rainbow find out the potential risk. Edward and I proposed the two main solutions. Later on, Grace and I will set up a ISO 27001 model, which involves plan, do, check, and act. At the end, there will be a conclusion. So now let's pass the time to Grace to tell you how to implement ISO 27001.
Hello, I'm Grace, and I'm going to talk about how our solution meets ISO 27001. Here, I have an example for you. Awareness training. You can see that awareness training can meet those ISO 27001 requirements. Let's take Control 6 as an example. Baseline control. Information Security Organization is the control name. Number 6.1.1 and 6.1.2 mentions that roles and responsibility of employees, contractors, and any other party towards information security should be defined and documented while keeping duties in the areas of responsibility separated to limit damages arising from a single person's behavior. Discretionary controls. Mobile device management is the control name. Number 6.2.1 mentions that mobile devices used for working purpose should be securely configured and strictly controlled. Just like Sally in the video. See? We need to teach her how to protect and the responsibility of her duties. Now let's pass the time to Rainbow to make a conclusion.
To sum up, the risk assessment and management are important for a company to understand its security risks. Suppose the company do not conduct a risk audit. In that case, the company may cause financial loss of customer information, and loss of customer confidence. For the Cathay Pacific case, we believe that they do not do well in the risk assessment and the information audit process, so that these incidents happened. We believe that if they provide more training for the employees or do something upgrade in the software, this incident will be reduced. Thank you.